Are we live? We are live. Excellent. Welcome to 108 Healing Senses podcast. My name is Jennifer Taylor from 108healingsenses.com, and I'm so happy to have my friend and mentor on again. The show is Anne Jirsch from Future Vision Coaching and Training, and all the other plethora of incredible books that you've created and courses and things. So, very short intro. Would you like to give yourself the best intro? Because I feel like we can give our own ones.
My name's Anne Jirsch. I slip around in time. We are starting to understand time and how it works. We can mind travel to past, the future. We can mind travel anywhere. So we work a lot with future visioning. Jen does a lot with future visioning. We want to see the future because the world is changing. That's the subject, isn't it? Our changing world. The world is changing, so we need to anticipate the future.
Yeah, and it is exciting when you trust the guidance and intuition that you have within you and follow the steps and I'm saying that with things like AI, and that being such a prevalent technology right now, this is the train to start getting familiar with. Don't think it's going to go away because it's not. And how can we all kind of stay ahead of the game? And that's just one aspect of it.
Yeah, AI is a big subject now. I mean, I belong to an AI group, and when we first started, we'd be lucky to get 5 people. And now you have a job to get a ticket. It gets really, really busy because everybody suddenly woke up to AI. And some people are scared of it. Some people think it's the best thing ever. And it's probably a mixture of both. Probably there's a mixture of bits to be careful of and how can I use this to enhance my life?
Yeah. I think that's almost like with any technology. Don't blanketly trust it, but see the areas where it can be applied and it be used in the highest, and and know also its limits or the limitations of the information you're willing to give it or to drive it, and what intention that is for. Because you see a lot of AI now starting to pop up on social media, for instance, and it's starting to get harder, and it will only get near on impossible soon enough in the next few years or next couple or year or two as to who is real in the video. So actually what we're doing now, building our communities, and this is our face, this is our actual tone, this is us, is important, because that human aspect will only get more important as the days go on.
I've made a video recently where I said that you can tell the difference. So if you've got an artist and you've got an AI, and they could be very, very similar, almost identical, but you will feel something, the one that the artist has worked on, and there is that energy to real things. But the other thing is, if we rely on AI too much, we will lose our creativity. We will lose that essence. So, but it's great to generate ideas or improve on ideas. It's like it's working with it, as opposed to just handing over our lives to it. It's working with it and treating it as you would a washing machine or a computer or anything else. Use it. It's a tool for us to use, not for us to just hand over our essence to. So I think when we start to get it right, something magical happens. I mean, people now are really mentioning AI generated posts, because I could ask it to come up with 50 posts for me to do with future vision or intuition or something, and they'd do it, and they would be perfectly good. But once I start doing that, I would lose my essence. I'd lose that flow, that idea, that thing of the moment when you suddenly think of something you should post and put there. So I think we've got to keep our essence and our energy going. Otherwise, we will lose that ability. We will lose abilities.
Yeah. For some time, I've felt that I feel like in the world there has been that striving for perfection, and from the kind of people pleasing zone, and those kind of limiting beliefs that people can get growing up. And how in some ways AI is sort of flipping it, because AI in some respects is logically perfect, but like you say, it's the essence isn't there, but it is really great for things like structuring or being able to process a lot of information and see more connections, more interlinks between things. So there is, I definitely see the positives, and also the just knowing when, like, also how much to use it in your work, because I notice it with mine. But yeah, it's very interesting. But,
well, I like to write out, say, a program like I'm teaching on Sunday, doing about, we want to create that hero, that part of us that's a hero, and that will be 90% my ideas, and then I put them into AI and go, what have I missed? What should be added here? Or this is a script I've written for meditation, improve on it. And so use it, but I've got to come up with that original structure and idea, then work with it. And there'll always be bits it comes up with, I think, oh, that's a good idea, I didn't think of that. But if I hand a lot over, everybody's work will seem the same.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it is harnessing it for good, and being able to do more tasks by yourself as a solopreneur or a small business owner. I see it as a real freedom ticket for businesses and people that want to build their own business, but maybe they're doing it by themselves. They've got X amount of hours that they even want to work in a week, and how much freedom technology, it's always been the case, technology's always held that space to, well, it's meant to create more time, give more time back to you. So it's,
but so why are we working such long hours? This is something that I find, in the time we're living in, we should be less busy. Things should be slicker, smoother, not more. You go in the bank, on the rare occasions you go in the bank, you stand there for 10 minutes while they do the transaction. Before, they used to stamp something and off you go. Everything takes longer. I used to be able to just get on a train and go somewhere. Now you've got at the back of your mind, will the train break down? Will something go wrong? That in this age, things should not go as wrong or take as long as they do, but they do. Everything takes longer, and it should be quicker. So it's interesting, because we see the future as some seamless, perfect flow. And I went to a futures exhibition. It was in London, and to get there, the train gave the wrong time, so I missed the first train. I actually put the wrong time. Getting there, all the tubes went down, so I had to get a taxi. Because all the taxis were busy, and Uber crashed. You couldn't get an Uber. So you just think, and you get there and they show you this beautiful seamless future, this high-tech city, and electric vehicles that are going to drive, self-driving vehicles, and they showed you all this amount. And I went, that's a million sopping miles from what I've expected. And then I had to get home, and all the train, I had to get a taxi from London back to Maidenhead. And that was a hassle. Somebody had booked an Uber, and luckily they hadn't shown. So he's sitting there, and I went, how much do you want? So I was stranded. And that is the reality. We should have an easier life, and we actually haven't. And that's the bit that bothers me. When does it become this seamless, easier future? All this free time we're going to have. Oh, how are you going to amuse yourselves? Where is it? Where's all this free time? Because I've not seen it, and I don't think most of my clients that are in business are working 80-hour weeks. So the seamless future isn't there. But maybe we'll come to one of the things I work with Future Vision is we have too much going on. How do we make it simpler? It's all about simplifying, doing less, concentrating on less. We have too many options, too many things to learn, too many things to do. We have so many options. That's causing a lot of chaos. So I'm finding simplifying and only working on certain things and getting rid of everything that isn't it, that really narrows down and it starts to clear, because we're living chaos, really.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's we spoke about this just before we came on live, and I was sharing how I'm really happy that we've moved from there was this Piscean energy before the full moon, and now we're moving into Virgo, because normally I am structured, but I just felt like so much was coming in, and all of my normal, I'll do this for this just all went out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, lucky the podcast continued, but me even just, having the feeling like I had the space to do the shorts. But anyhow, we're now in that Virgo energies where it's about structure and grounding, and I'm just so happy we're here.
I've got Virgo rising, so though I'm got mainly fire, I'm sort of dragon in the dragon hour, dragon year, Leo. I've got loads and loads of fire. That Virgo is actually a strong influence on me, very strong. So being in the Virgo energy, I kind of go, and I just come into my office, to shut the door, and I hide. I just hide in here, and it just, all my friends want to go out and party and have fun. Well, they all are. They're all abroad having fun, and I just want to sit in my office. I just want to, write things and answer emails and just so that Virgo, I really get what you mean. The Virgo energy, I'm grateful for it right now.
I can't remember where I've got a Virgo in my chart, but everything that you said, I'm like, that's what I want to do. I just want to write and things and not be bothered. That would be
I mean, I've always loved traveling, but I don't really want to go far. I might be off actually far east in 6-7 weeks. We'll see. I haven't set a date yet. There might be a trip to go somewhere, but overall, I'm mainly 6 months, little heater on, cozy, here working, creating, connecting. That's all I want till next spring.
I feel that. With some smatterings of I don't know, some hot chocolates, but and some nice connections. But I was really feeling that change of the summer into autumn, and I like when we feel the seasons change outside of us, and we feel the seasons change within ourselves, and especially when it gets into the cooler months, I like it because I've got less excuses to go outside.
Do you know, I find it hard when it's sunny out to sit in the office. When it gets like this, I've got no. I don't like the evenings being dark early. That I'm not wild about. But when it's sunny out, I do find it hard to. I kind of look longingly out the window, like it's sunshine out there.
I haven't quite mastered the sunny, like grounding, outside sunny, and working, because it gets a bit bright or whatever the circumstances aren't completely right. But I feel you, because but having that, making the time of, I'm going to go for a walk. I did find that this summer. I was like, right, I'm going to end the day by having a walk, and that was a really nice transition to like complete the day. I feel like I've done something. I think that's another thing. I don't know if you get this too, Anne. When you're in your head and you're downloading and you're on your computer and doing a lot of mental and energy work kinds of things, that it becomes harder to feel like you've done enough for the day. I don't know if you get that.
All the time.
And so for me, it's like being able to switch off and not feel guilty about it, or be like, no, this is my cutoff point, and not to the point where I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
That my cutoff point is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I stop. No, I watch something. I watch a box set or something till 10:30. That's my cutoff. I get home, eat, and then I do another couple of hours work. It's just, but 9 o'clock is my cutoff, and it's really nice. But as you said, the walking, I think it's one of the best things. And I remember I interviewed Chris Burrows-Brown, brilliant guy. He's one of the creative geniuses and teaches people how to be creative. And he just said he actually had a very high-powered job in advertising, and he felt he was missing something. So he did what we do. He went off traveling all over the world, and he still felt, and he said it was going for a walk. You're going for a walk. He said, you don't have your ideas when you're looking at the screen. And it is like in the movie when they try and write a book and you have the title and then it says 3 days later and they still just got the title. You know, we sit there and try and make it, but when we go, so I carry a dictaphone with me. I was taught that by the late, great Ed Percival. He calls it capture tool. You have your dictaphones, you go for a walk and your head clears and you suddenly have this great idea and put it all in the dictaphone. It's perfect. Walking is one of the best things. I don't do enough of it because I'm in great surroundings here, lovely lanes to walk up, walk by the river or whatever. And I've just said I really need that because it really does ground you, doesn't it? And it does clear that overload in your head.
Yeah. And I suppose this jetties in quite nicely into the topic for today, which was about business and spirituality and how they are incredibly interlinked.
Yeah.
So walking has been a rather powerful and profound tool for you to kind of bridge those two worlds, as well as being a writer. And
I don't do enough of it, but even a half-hour walk a day does reset me. But I get my best ideas walking. I get the best ideas. I suddenly go, oh God, I've got to put that in a new book, or I need to put that in the training. I get the best ideas. I think we all need that. We're all, people. We all do it, but it's like the amount of people that I see around the lanes here. Beautiful place, but they're listening to something. The amount of people walk in front of my car, they've got no spatial awareness at all because they're listening to something. Or bikes just pull out in front of you. They've got no awareness. They've got to be entertained 24/7. They never give their heads a chance to just let ideas flow. So I've never had a working radio in my car ever. I've never had a car where the radio works. It always just breaks. And I think it's a message to me. Don't listen to something. At least when you're driving, just don't listen to anything. Just let your head clear. Go for a walk, let your head clear. And I think I don't have when I'm in the house on my own, I don't have music, I don't have anything. Just let go of it all. Give our heads a bloody chance to calm down. I think we really, really, really need it. I think a friend of mine was with two scientists and they said our brain filters haven't caught up for the time we're in. And I think that's really true. I think our brains will filter out the overwhelm at some point, but not yet because it's all happened so quickly. So going for a walk, having that bit of peace, having that bit of time to now and again, if my head feels overwhelmed in the office, I will listen to some ASMR. Just go, and there's a couple of people I like, and just they do things online. They'll be talking gently. They'll be doing something with Crystal, and 5 minutes of that, and it does help my head clear.
Nice. What does that stand for?
God only knows. I've never looked it up. I wondered that the other day, actually. I did think, what does it stand for? Got no idea. But I've been using ASMR for a good few years now. I thought the other day I must look up what it means. And I thought somebody will ask me and I won't know. There you go. No idea.
You had future vision.
There's some people on there. You get your favourites and they just talk gently. And they do stuff with crystals, and it's all, but it does calm your head. It does calm your head because our heads are everybody's too busy.
Is that the one where it's kind of like really quiet, or they make like little
yeah.
I don't know why I've stumbled across that a few times on like TikTok, sometimes later at night, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I feel quite relaxed.
It's better to do it on YouTube because TikTok tends to be shorter or more. It's got more of a chaotic energy. Go on YouTube and there's some really good people, but you'll find there's some that you particularly like. Cool. You get the ones that you like. But that is a quick reset for me. If I'm not out walking, that is a quick reset. And I think everybody needs it. Look, we are talking about our changing world. Now, changing world, what we're coping with now compared to 20 years ago is colossal. but it's full of opportunity.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, it's
full of
not.
exciting things, but it's full of scary things. And we've just got so much changed in 20 years.
Yeah, and it's I suppose for those that will be able to live their best future is by not allowing fears to stop them from taking no action. That's kind of worse than just we've got to start somewhere, and normally the things that bring us the most fear are the things that we will excel at.
Well,
Strangely.
being busy can be a way of avoiding, and I find a lot of spiritual people are very, very busy, but they're not getting anywhere. They're not. They don't understand why they're not, because the boring bits and the bits that they don't know how to do, or the hard bits, that they hit a wall with that, and that's when they go off and play with something else. There's so many lovely, fluffy, fun things to go and play with. They'll go and play with all that, or get into a row on Facebook or something. Distractions. To sit there and push through the tough bits, I have a job to do it, and I have to make myself. So I know other people struggle with it. When I coach people, it's just pushing through the boring bits, the tough bits, the bits that we don't really want to do. It's pushing through it. It's very easy to play. It's very easy to play when you work in that field. And yeah, it's not gonna get easier. But simplifying what you do, keep breaking it down, make it very simple. Once you know your major thing, and that's what we do in the future vision, we find that major thing. When you know your major thing and you just focus on that, it starts to calm down.
Yeah, everything starts to align. That's what I found. So I trained with you the end of 23, and it helped. Oh God, in so many ways, in so many ways. Like, it helped to clear the past, releasing blockages that up until that point were still affecting me. They're not now, beautifully, and it's still, and that's been a solidified thing. There's no going back now. That's clear. And then also getting real clear about what is the thing what's the thing that special thing that I'm bringing to the world with my creative genius. And so many other parts of your trainings and workshops as well, that they've just been so profound at such a deep level, and every time it's always helped me get more clarity about where I am now, where I've been, and also my best foot forward, where I'm going to be. And that being able to connect to my future self has given me so much more intuition and inner knowingness, and even more trust within myself than I had before. It just really deepens that relationship with your essence at kind of every level. Okay, now we're starting to get a bit of the woo side of things, but it does all correlate with business. Everything's connected. So it's a really powerful and profound tool to use for business. So thank you for bringing it to the world. Honestly, thank you so much, Anne, because it truly is a gift for people to be able to raise the planet by just doing what they love.
Yeah, thank you. There was a point when I just stopped and thought, this is my life's work. But what I love is that you, in the past, when I first met you, was always helping somebody else and sorting somebody else out and helping them with their business. Now you're owning your own stuff, and I really and you've absolutely blossomed when you stopped doing everybody else's stuff and just went, no, I can do that. Do you know what I mean? I can do that. I love that when you start to own it, you've really, really blossomed and just really slick, really got it together. I love that. But yeah, I think the defining moment for me was I was taking people into the future. It was that moment when they started to come back after a few months and say, what I saw at 5 years is happening already. And I thought, we're bringing the best of the future into our current consciousness. That did it for me. That made me think, we spend so much time working hard, not getting anywhere, going down the wrong road, trusting the wrong people, putting energy into the wrong thing. If you can just fast track it to the good bit, I thought that was the bit that when I said this is what I'm going to do from now on. That is it. This is what I'm going to do. The minute I said that, my life changed dramatically. I mean, my life went in 3 months, changed from little office in Slough to international. I went boom, you know. So where I am in Bray, most people don't know I'm here. Maidenhead people don't know I'm here because I just straight away made that jump. And when you can work with other people, help them make that jump is brilliant. You see some really talented people and you can see they're not where they're meant to be.
Yeah. And it's always blocks. There's always, this is what I've noticed with myself and also with clients, is as soon as that block is removed from the past, it's like this it's like a small ripple, but you know how it's like really starts to oscillate into the rest of your reality, and it's so profound. And I mean, in other circles it would be known as past life regression, but you take it in different ways with how you've taught it as well. And it's such it's another layer of the profoundness to help people live their best possible life and stop living in pain and suffering, looping and just making the same bad choices again and again. Like, it's not your fault. There's the program that needs to be healed and released and replaced. So
lots coming up through ancestry these days. I find, you know, it's come right through the generations, and so when you clear that, you actually start seeing family members change, even though you haven't told them. It's quite interesting. You see, one girl I've worked with, her family are always rowing. They just you hear them shouting as you walk up the path. They're always shouting, always rowing, and it's just, her parents did it, and it's just been, and she had lots of conflict when she was with her husband, and it's like tiresome to be around. And I did this work to clear that went back several generations. And she went to see her daughter the next day, and she phoned me up when I walked up the path and I couldn't hear any shouting, and I walked in the house and there was no shouting, and it was like, that was just, it never happened before. And they just stopped fighting. They didn't know what she did. They didn't know she'd had this session. I love that it ripples out to the family. Only takes one to break that cord, cut that cord, break the curse, whatever it is, and you got beautiful change.
Yeah, you said that and I was getting like full like body shivers on my spine and my shoulders, because that's exactly it. The work that we do, it's not only just you, it's everyone connected to you, your blood family. You know, anyone that's in your sphere will also feel this ripple and change, and it's so beautiful. And more people, I trust more people will find it, because that's exactly what we all need right now. These are the solutions. These are the.
Well, I need to set up a podcast. I'm going to pick your brains on setting up a podcast, because I think we need a Future Vision podcast, and I think that would be good. Once a week, put out a Future Vision, either a meditation or interview people or whatever. I think so. I'll pick your brains on how to set that up.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I think that would be. I think there's a lot of people out there that just need to be a bit visionary. There's people are telling me they're stuck, or don't know how to move forward, or what was always familiar is no longer there. And that's a scary one. Whole industries are going to go over the next 5 years. You think of it, everything's going to change. The change we've seen in the last 20 years has rattled us. We got more in the next 5. So when you think of it, go on.
I was going to ask, have you have you gone to the future to see, or to at least sense, if there are any particular industries that will be like in a really great place? Those are the kind of places to you know, to have as a career or a purpose, and other ones that will be radically changed. Have you had any kind of inner insight with
when I see being a really big industry is cybersecurity, but I think it's also, I think I made a video, I don't even know if I posted it up, I've been here, there and everywhere, but I made one about you got identity theft, and I feel there'll be cyber detectives. Now, a friend of mine, well-known hypnotherapist. He started to get loads and loads of really nasty messages online, really, really nasty, spiteful messages. And it was supposedly, the profile was a Russian girl, very beautiful Russian girl. And he found a way to track down where that came from. And it was the exact street of somebody he knew who was a fellow hypnotherapist. So I think, and that was interesting because he put it online and just said, well, that's weird. All those creepy messages have actually come from your street. I wonder who that could be. And the bloke's going, oh, I've got no idea. I'm thinking, busted,
how to call
mate.
it out.
Yeah, busted, mate, busted. But I think cyber identity theft, there's so much fraud online. A lot of it's covered up, huge amounts of online theft. But I think there'll be cyber detectives. So when somebody's under attack or people doing horrendous things, setting up really creepy websites, I think there'll be cyber detectives. And I think, so look, as we go completely digital, I don't want to. I've always fought for cash, but it will go. I can't see it. So you have a problem. There's nobody to talk to. One of the noises I've got with one of these streaming companies that we were talking about earlier is, if there's a problem, there's no one to talk to. Absolutely no bloody one person to talk to. You just get a box come up going, oh, what about that? It's nothing to do with what the problem is. So banks, money, who are we going to talk to? So if there's identity theft or you get shut down, your bank just suddenly freezes. What are you going to do? If nobody to talk to, you get a funny little box come up. The banks are going, we're going digital. What are you going to do? And I think there'll be an industry for certain people to come along, and they're the ones that will dig in and recover whatever. Or if you've been under cyber attack, to actually track where it's coming from. It's like a cyber detective. I think that would be a huge industry. I also think a new industry, and Maria Morris is on the right lines here. Not that I haven't said this to her, but she does a lot of things out in the woodland. Let's get outside. You know, she takes people outside for therapy. I think people are going to want to be outside more. It's really interesting. I noticed just in the last 10 years, people normally, when they go on holiday, they're off partying or whatever, nightclubbing, all exciting or buzzy or activity holidays. They suddenly wanted to sit under a tree. They wanted to go somewhere quiet. They didn't want all the activities. I know some people, when they go on holiday, they're busier when they're on holiday than when they're at home. They don't rest at all. Two of the biggest entrepreneurs I know, I just say to them, can't you just go and sit on a beach for a couple of days? I'm tired looking at you. You're busy. So I think but most people, I think, are going to want that outside experience. And I think, you've seen people now log cabins or, just learning how to light a fire, bushcraft. I think all those things are going to really, I think we're going to want, in a way, to go back to the old ways, go back to the history, how people used to do things. So I think they're two industries that are going to be, I think, beautiful food. I've always seen beautiful food. It's easy. I mean, we're busy. On the way home, you can pick up, I don't know, Nando's or McDonald's or whatever. You can pick up food. You get food delivered. But I think there's a real place for very healthy, beautiful, sustainable food. I mean, a bit of salad ain't going to do me. I'll burn up a lot of energy. But I like really good quality food. And I think there's going to be some sort of fast food or people making beautiful food, and people are busy, they'll just collect the food or have it delivered. So I think there's some really interesting new industries to come.
Nice. I had been feeling that I felt like there would be this more of a resurgence in more of the old ways of doing things, even like knitting and crocheting and physical artistry of whatever, going back to blacksmithing and, all of these hands-on, very literal kinds of industries would start to come. Things that are on, in this physical world. There's no longer in this digital world, which actually And others say it's like that is the fourth dimension. The digital world, you know, we're recording this live, but you can watch this on the replay, and to you this is live.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there
yeah.
there is no time and space in the digital world, but that coming back into the physical body and embodying just the way of life and
I think
yeah,
you're
the
right.
basics, yeah, and good
I
food.
think you're right. I think people are going to want to learn to knit and crochet and make food, make bread from scratch. I think this is a big, big market. And, you know, like playing music, singing. I think as we go more digital with music, we're going to want to go and play an instrument. If you watch the film Oppenheimer, it's a really interesting film, won loads of awards, and it was very, very well acted. But all the set was actual sets. They don't do that anymore, but they built all the sets. There's no CGI. It's all, and there was something different because they built sets. There was something better about the movie. Have you ever watched a movie and went, it's all CGI and no story? It's just loads of banging and crashing and monsters that they'd know. That when we get back to just making a beautiful movie or music, it's so much better. It's a million times better. You feel it, and I think we're going to lose a lot. I think a lot's going to become digital and CGI and this different. As you were saying, that identity theft. Already, people can take one of us, put us in some creepy movie, and there's not a lot we can do about it. People can take our image and put us in things, make us say things that we haven't actually said. How do we know what's real and what isn't? But there's something when you watch Oppenheimer, there's something there where you feel like you're watching a proper movie, and that bit we're going to want to get back to. So I think you're right. We're going to crave those skills. We're craving them already.
Yeah, even the commas out of place, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I do that. I do my best, but I am an overcommerer kind of person.
Well, I worked on my last book with Connor Corduroy, who's a master writer. He's sold over 5 million books. The guy's an absolute master wordsmith. And he phoned me up, and because I write everything. Whenever a book comes out, I write every sodding word. But I get somebody to go through it and tidy it up and sort it out, or tell me what. Because when you write 50,000 words, you get some bits could be rambling on, something not. You need somebody to cast over it. But he called me up, Connor, and he said, Anne, I'm going to hypnotize you that every time you press the semicolon button, your finger burns. As I was bunging them in, I thought it looks like it should go there. I put them in. Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But that aside, I appreciate when I see things out of place. Now I'm enjoying the human aspect, which isn't always perfect. I think that's also the other thing that's coming in is there is no such thing as perfect, and even that, you know, that kind of bursting that bubble and bringing people back to just enjoy being in the moment. And
if you aim for perfection, you lose. You can't. Everybody will beat you to it. Apple will bring out a new iPhone, and it'll have glitches, and they wait for people to tell them the glitches. Then if they wait till that phone had no glitches, they missed the boat. They would be a small company. Nothing. I mean, that doesn't mean you put out shoddy work. But there are people I know that have been working on projects, and 5 years later, they're still going through them. They're still looking, is there something wrong? Because they're worried that somebody's going to point it out. And as one girl said to me, I wrote something, it was 20,000 words. And she said, and this one girl come along and said that word was spelt wrong. 20,000 words, and she picks on the one word with the one spelling mistake. All that work there's always one person that will do that. You don't worry about them. You go, oh right, yeah, thanks, yeah, and then you just carry on. You ignore them, because that's what most people are fearful. They put something wrong, they're not going to get it out there. So you put your energy into it and you write fabulous work. But when you working on, perfectionists are going to lose. They're going to lose everything, unfortunately, but they are.
Yeah, it's the speed factor. It's the be effective and efficient as much as you possibly can, and just get it out.
Move fast, break things. And that doesn't mean that's why I bring in somebody to go through my work. I want somebody who's good at writing, like skilled at, you'd be a school teacher. School teachers are good to bring in. Somebody who's used to looking and editing, just to notice, because I want to hand in something really good. And I want to hand in something slick, because editors, publishers have that eye where they'll notice the one thing out of place as opposed to all the things that are right. That's how they think. So I do, but I'm not going to hold it up for years for that. I will get somebody else. So move fast, break things, get stuff out there. That it's funny. A friend of mine made a video, and she's done very well in life. She started a new business, and she brought in all these slick people, and she made this video. It must have cost her a fortune, and it bombed. And I said, let me show it to the producer I know who's very, very good. He said, it's too slick. People would rather you sitting in a cafe or walking along the road than, it was very studio. People don't want that anymore. It was very studio. And it had this music that overwhelmed, and the music was repetitive. So as she's talking, it's like boom, 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 boom. And I watched 5 minutes and I went, oh God, I can't listen to it. The music overwhelms. It's too studio. It was flat. The ones where they walk along the road eating an ice cream and chatting, oh my God, they're so human, aren't they? They're so much more human.
Yeah. Do you feel this is how what I've sort of been sensing is the way people are ingesting information and brands and businesses is really starting to go more like you're finding business people or just people that can tell really good stories and maybe have some merch or whatever, or a course or a book or whatever it might be off the back of it. But people are more inclined to go onto social media to find these knowledgeable souls that are really authentic. It feels like you're talking to them or they're talking to you through the phone. And losing the kind of faith in these bigger companies. Just we've all been watching how they act, and I don't know, do you feel like you're seeing
unless the bigger companies have mastered the art of storytelling. That a lot of people are wondering why they're not busy, but the big companies, especially in the spiritual field, are just soaking everything up. They brought in the best marketers, the best storytellers. They'll take somebody and package them. So it's a funny one. When there's somebody that's just magical and wonderful, and you find them, you're so happy, because we don't want that slickness. But the big companies are dominating a lot of things, and that is a subject nobody talks about. Nobody will talk about why you got all these people who are promising to teach you marketing or teach you how to get your message out there or make all this money and da da da. But it's the big companies that are soaking everything. They've had a dramatic effect on the average therapist, and so there's really good therapists out there wondering why they're not busy, and they're paying to boost this and get that out there, and it's not happening, and it's the big companies are taking the business. So it's a funny old subject. So, but having an authentic, wonderful story, when somebody tells you their story, it does grip you. It's as old as time. The magic of storytelling. Cave paintings are a story. Go back to biblical times, it's telling a story. Stories are the way to really, really put your message across, and people instantly get to know you. But it's been hijacked by the big boys as well. So it's just, it has been hijacked. But tell your story authentically. There's something about people when they bullshit, and there's one comes up online, oh, I was homeless and I had no, and I don't believe him. I don't believe he was homeless, and I don't believe, some of them you can tell they've made up a story. And there's others you go, oh, you poor thing. Yeah, that really did happen. You can tell, can't you?
Yeah. I get it in my body. I just can tell if someone's telling the truth or not. I'm like, doesn't feel right. The words, everything just doesn't align. It doesn't feel right.
You can't do it. You fake it. It does. I've done a lot of radio work in the past, and on one of them they said, could you try and talk a bit more BBC? And I went, it'd be a disaster. Everybody would know. I'd sound like Hyacinth Bouquet. It ain't going to work. It's
And I love your authenticity.
it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. You could tell, as if I could put on a posh accent. Do you know what I mean? As if that's going to happen.
It wouldn't be truly you. That's the thing.
And I'm rubbish at faking. I can't fake stuff. I can't lie. I can't fake stuff. I'm just rubbish at anything like that. I just, it's like my ex used to say, if Anne's got the you know it, you can't cover it. It shows in your face. I'm no good at bluffing, so I'm just better off being authentic. But I think to everybody, to an extent, tell the true story. Tell the true story. Don't fake anything, and people will know the difference. They can read, they can feel your energy, they can see those micro expressions that are not matching up with what you're saying. They can watch the body language. You can give yourself away a million times. You're better off just being a bit honest.
Yeah. That is, to be honest, that honesty part, that being truthful with yourself and keeping that shining outwards too, that's what brings you peace. That's what keeps you on the right track and not going down paths that are destructive in nature, because it's not true. It's something not true. So that's definitely something on the path of spirituality. You have your kind of awakening, and a lot of people now are starting to wake up quite rapidly within a short, within the last couple of years as well, not just since 2020. But it's interesting that there's been quite short jumps in people's consciousness that I've been noticing in men and women, and they've suddenly just come online, and they're, it's like having I can't remember that film. He's got glasses and he takes the glasses off and it looks completely different to when he's got the glasses on to reality. And it's a bit
really old film.
Yes.
Film. Yeah. I know the one you mean. I can't remember what it's called either. I saw that a couple of years ago again. Yeah. The reality, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when you just in our everyday life to just kind of just live life in a straight line. I find it's a lot better. It's almost if I'll give you an example. Years ago, when I trained in hypnotherapy, I thought I better come across a bit like a hypnotherapist. I mean, I didn't go as far as to wear the little scarf thing that they wear and trot about, but I thought, so I started to try, and I tell you, it was I'm trying to be more hypnotherapist. And one day I just wicked sense of humor, I put something a bit cheeky online, and it was interesting because you could see some people like, whoa, I don't want a hypnotherapist like that, and a load of others just had a meltdown and thought it was funny. I can't remember what I said, but I said something a bit cheeky, and then several people private messaged me and said, oh, I like that, yeah, that was funny, or that was cool. And I thought, I mean, I do joke around, I take life seriously, but I do joke around. I'm not going to suddenly be Miss Sensible. And once I started just being myself as a hypnotherapist, there was some massive shifts. But the key point was I started to attract the right people. Before, I was attracting the wrong clients. I was attracting, I could do work with them, it'd be all right. But once I started to be authentic, I found that the right people started to show up, and then you got that amazing rapport with them. So when you're not authentic, you don't have the rapport with the people you attract.
Yeah, I can see that, and I think it's with anyone. When they're finding their tribe, you'll find people that are similar to you, because you are a few you're a few stepping stones ahead, and you're able to turn around and say, hey, I've already done these paths, these stepping stones, so if this is the way you want to go, I've got a very clear, simple path for you to follow. And I suppose if we all think about it like that, that's why I see, especially in the I mean, in just life in general, and I think it does come from schooling, which is this comparison, competitiveness, and it's like, no, everyone has their unique creative genius,
Yeah.
and you teach that as well, and I love it, and it's so true. It's like, just tap into that, because when you tap into that, it doesn't matter what Betsy or all these all these other people are doing, because they are having their unique experience, and you found your unique path, and then you start to plot out, okay, I can work backwards using future vision progression, and be able to go, okay, this is where I will be, and then I can work my way back as well, and I know that I want to change my clothes to what I saw. Hang on a second. Sorry, I've got someone outside. If you want to speak, they haven't got their key. So.
I will. You carry on.
Hang on a moment.
You
hold the space. Hold the space and flow. I'll be right back.
Right. Well, I'm going to party political broadcast, folks. So, so I've got an upcoming Future Life Progression Practitioner training there. Let's get a plug in. I don't think I'll be doing many more training this year, because as I say, I've got a lot coming up. I might do a future vision coaching later on in the year. There you go. Party political broadcast, worked in an advert. Enough for a commercial break.
Thank you. Keys were forgotten. So thank you for holding the space so beautifully. Sorry about that.
So we're talking about our changing world, and one of the things I want to say is it's going to keep changing, and there are some people that are terrified of change. It upsets them a lot, and I think if we can learn to just adapt and go, okay, that's not working today, I'll go that way. If you can adapt, you'll be fine. Just constantly think about where you're heading, and it could all change. Having a vision for the future, know where you're heading, but being prepared to tweak and adapt. That's the way we have to do it. It's like a combination of both. That's what we need. Our world is going to keep changing. And I think don't get overwhelmed with information. Don't read too much. If anything, allow your head to be quiet sometimes and relax a bit, and just, as you say, walk or have a soak in the bath. Just let your head. I have 5 minutes in the bath of the morning. I get really scrubbed, then I have this 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, my head just gets in a really good space. It's just letting your head have that space. I think this changing world, be prepared to be adaptable, but most people are not looking to the future. And if you are just somebody that's anticipating, I wonder how that will change, I wonder how this will go, looking at your own industry, even if that's all you're doing, you'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah, well said. And adaptability, resilience, and get clarity on where's your best future, where's your best path to take. And that's what bridges the world of just spiritually awakening and being like, wow, all these things, and like, okay, how can we ground this into something that's going to offer support, security, creativity, and help people as much as possible, but from a very grounded spot. And I spoke with I had a podcast with Bunmi the other day, and I was saying, I don't care about what other people are doing. I realized that over time, and especially the times when I was the most sensitive, that my heart was open to the entire world, and it was too much. It was too much for me. So it's not that my heart's closed, but it's like there's like layers, and knowing that I can help the world, but I have to start like first with myself, then with my my family unit, and then clients, and then it's kind of like layers. So at least that's how I've personally been reflecting on kind of business and caring and that bridging of business and spirituality. You can do it with an open heart, but also have the practicalities of don't be too open, don't be too sensitive, and don't feel like you can take everything on, because it's not yours to take on. We have friends like with the both of us, and your fantastic Future Vision crew, is that these are the times where we all interlink and support each other's businesses,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we're all moving in the same direction to help everyone on earth, and that's how we do it. We do it with friends.
I love that. And that one thing with working with Future Vision, it brought my tribe, because the people that have come and trained with me, they get it. They get it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. They understand slipping around in time. They understand that we need to be future focused. So the tribe showed up, and it's amazing how they all connect. Or you'll hear them two are working together, or they've met up for coffee. It really, and they've all got amazing expertise. There's people there I go to for advice. Well, I'm going to be hassling you about setting up a podcast, and bun me, a pair of you. I'm going to be going, what do I do? How do I do that? I'm going to and one comedian. I've got a comedian friend with a very successful podcast. I'm going to be hassling you all and picking up tips. So
Great.
I think the expertise with the tribe, the Future Vision tribe, is tremendous. We've had some of the world's top hypnotherapists and NLPers come and train with us. Then there's so much expertise. Louise, she's a neuroscientist, and we got so many people, brilliant marketing, hypnotherapy experts. It's so cool to have them, that expertise. And as you're right, we back each other up. Don't see it as competition, back each other up. So I love it when, because about 12 of the practitioners have written their own books now. They write a book, we'll share the link. We share links for each other. We write little reviews, just that backup. That isn't that much better than jostling against each other and kind of measuring up. It's so much nicer when you kind of help each other, and I love that. So I think our world is shaping up to getting people together, not being divided, not being angry. I find people so divided these days, and I've got friends all the way through, from far left right round to the right, and in the middle, with every belief system, every religion, every background. I can be having tea with aristocracy. I can be in the Weatherspoons. I can be with all these different environments. And you know what? That's what makes life perfect. They're all beautiful people. They probably won't agree on a load of stuff, but they're all beautiful, perfect, beautiful people. And they all add something to my life. And I think that's how we need to be. Vive la différence. Just let people believe what they want to believe. Don't get angry with them. Let's just be kind to each other. Help somebody along the way a little bit. Don't hurt, does it? Just help somebody a little bit. Don't hurt at all. I think when we have that attitude and we go into the future, it feels kind of kinder, and it feels softer, and it feels warmer. That's kind of how I've learned to be kinder. I'm not naturally spiritual. I think over time I've become less spiritual, but kinder. I've become less spiritual because the woo-woo has got so extreme these days that I could make up any old shit and put a course on and people would believe it. Honestly, you can make up any old shit, they'll believe it. The woo-woo bunch are just something else. Some of the stuff they come out with, I sit there, they actually call me up and go, have you seen the sun? And I've got no idea what you're talking about, none at all. So my favorite people to work with are business people that are spiritual.
Yeah.
They're amazing, because I know lots of business people that are spiritual, and they're good to people. They're really, really good to people, but they're not idiots. One of the best business coaches in the world said to me, and in your line of work, you'll make lots of friends, but you won't make any money. And I think that's real truth in that. You can be so kind and doing everything, and I want to save the world, and you can't pay sodding bills. I've been there. I know that one. And I think that's where a lot of therapists are. So I love the business people who build a business. They won't have people taking liberties, but they do good work as well. And it's having that balance, I think, is what we need to be working towards. You've got to be business-like, otherwise you won't pay your sodding bills. You'll go, why is my life so bad? Why haven't I got no money? I'm doing all this work. No. Go and be business-like first. So I love business people as spiritual. They're really interesting when you start talking to them, because they just do good things on a bigger scale. So they help more people. They put more out there. And they're very self-reflecting, and it's wonderful to work with people. I'm lucky that that's a large part of my client base. Fascinating people to work with. The spiritual people don't come to me as much.
But would you say it's the spiritual people that have done their work or working on themselves, and they're also more future focused, so they're not
the ones that are spiritual but business-like. They're the ones I mean, just amongst, you'll see the people that know me who I connect with, you'll see they've got their act together, they're very good at what they do, but they're spiritual as well. They've got the nice balance. The very woo-woo people don't tend to be drawn to me at all, and that's really makes my life a lot easier.
Because you're being authentic, and that's the vibration you're putting out is
I'm not going to tell them what fits with what they believe. Our belief systems are so different. You know, there's a lot of people that just think you've got to do certain they think I've got people who've come to me who think £1 million is going to drop out the sky if they write that on a bit of paper, and it ain't going to happen. And then they get very, very upset when I say it ain't going to happen. I had one the other day, and she was upset. She's going, we need to just stop paying all our bills. And she sent me a video of some bird going, nobody paid their bills. And I went, the bird's paid her bills. She's paid us. She's telling you not to as some sort of protest. But some little bird on TikTok who's got, 50 followers telling everybody not to pay, it ain't going to happen. It's just totally, and then they get really upset with me. But it's just nonsense. It's just absolutely, it's a great idea if everybody did it. But the bird that telling everybody not to pay her bills as some big protest is paying her bills. I just said she's paying her bills. Then they get upset with you. They get upset. But it's true. It's just, I can't be into that noise. It's a noise, and it's not authentic, and it's not real. Just not. So I keep away from a lot of these people. And the ones that actually, I prefer my friends who, that they're up at the homeless centre. They're actually there, hands-on, doing something. They go in and might do a bit of therapy for a group of people. The people that are hands-on do actually do something to make the world a better place. They're my people. I love them. I've got friends who do all sorts of amazing work, all different political views, but they're all authentic, wonderful, beautiful people that do something to make the world a bit of a better place. But they look after themselves as well. They're the people I want to be around. They actually do something. They don't just talk about it, they do it. I love that. I love people that are real, real. Just leave the world a bit tidier than if you hadn't been here. And I love that thought. So I love that thought. So that's why I want to set up a podcast.
I look forward to helping you with it, and if you ever need a guest, I'll be happy to come on.
Oh no, you'll definitely be on there. Yeah, I'll definitely get you on there. Yeah, we'll talk about a lot of future stuff, so it'll be great fun.
That I love, and people that are watching this podcast as well, you'll start to see more familiar faces, and I love it because it's also the opportunity to have a catch up, because I know what we're all like. We're all busy doing stuff, and I'm basically recording my catching up with people, because what better place to kind of merge two things in one. You're being productive and constructive by helping others, getting messages out there, solutions, just different ways of thinking, and you're also getting that connection and dopamine hit because you're chatting with a friend.
Absolutely, absolutely, it's great fun.
So thank you. Are there any other words of gems or just things you'd like to share for today before?
I honestly think just simplify everything and have some peace. Have some times of peace. Allow your body to calm down, allow your head to calm down, and be watching. Nobody's watching the future. You be watching the future, and get rid of everything that isn't relevant to your future, and life will be a lot easier.
Love that. Do you go sign up to Anne on her socials and her website? You do, and on YouTube as well. You've got your own channel too, and you put out these lovely short meditations. Are they Monday meditations?
They're supposed to be, but I forget half the bloody time. But when I think of it on a Monday, I put them out. Occasionally, they're our Future Vision Friday. I will. And I've actually recorded a load, and I don't get around to it. I get busy, but yeah, Monday meditations. But Future Vision website, there's a whole ton of stuff on there. I've even pulled out cards for famous people, which has been hilarious. Yeah, I just do a whole bunch of stuff about the future.
Yeah. And before we've got some cards as well, but we'll do that after. Just you've got a couple of workshops coming up and trainings. Did you want to share that now?
Well, I did a little commercial break. So 26th to 28th, I've got online future life aggression training where you can train as a practitioner. It's 3 days online. That's really nice. And I think later on in the year I might do future vision coaching again, but I haven't set a date because I might be going off. I've just had a big meeting with somebody in the Far East, and I might be diving off there, which would be immense fun. So I'll plan out the rest of the year as I go. So yeah, they're the two things. But the main one this Sunday we've got the hero workshop, because we all need a blast of feeling a bit heroic and bring out that hero energy. Then later in the month, future life aggression practitioner. So contact me, and I'll send you.
Yeah, and go sign up and follow Anne as well, because you've always got really great content that comes out that helps people. Like, and these are the things to share with your friends and family and those you resonate with and co-workers. So this is how we make the change from the inside out and from the outside in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Brilliant.
Wonderful. Shall we do the cards now?
Yeah, I pulled out 2 for today, and I can only find one of them now. What have I done with them? I can't find one of them. One was the Rebel. Oh yeah, one was Letting Go, but I don't know what I've done with it. It was Letting Go, which is very much we are letting go of the old way. And the other one was the Rebel, and that really is about being you, being your authentic self, doing things your way. They're the 2 I picked up. Can't find the other one now, but that was them.
Nice. And I used the Kyle Gray Portal deck, and the first one I got was Shambhala Initiations, and it was retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, Dharma.
Nice.
Lovely. I love these cards. I've been feeling quite intuitive to be using these at the moment. And then the second card that popped out was Star Being Healing Codes, important information, wounds are healed, recharging.
Brilliant. We're all recharging in the Virgo energy. Perfect.
Yes, getting our structures in place. Fabulous. And to complete, unless is there anything else you wanted to say? Otherwise, I'll let people know that they can catch me at 108healingsenses.com and on all the socials at 108 Healing Senses and YouTube, and to subscribe and engage. Like, what questions have you got? What answers are you seeking? And is there anyone that you would like to have on the podcast to come and speak with me? Like, if it's you, if you've got a really inspiring story that you would like to share, or you're a master in your own right and you want to bring those types of solutions to the world, I'd love to hear from you too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anne, for coming on.
Welcome. It's always a pleasure.
It is. And thank you to the audience that's watching. And be sure to get engaged. And have a look on the website if you want any one-to-one coaching or group offerings and services there. So that's all exciting. So see you next week. It's next Wednesday, and looking forward to connecting then. All right. Now. And if you stay on before we clock off. Ooh. Okay.